Hey guys, it's me, Alfie Chat. I'm back for another video, and welcome to another episode of Alfie Theory, a series on my channel where I grab a film or a video game or pretty much anything that sparks my interest and I make a theory about it. And today's episode is going to be a very special theory video because I'm doing it to go alongside Ruby Gillman's 2nd anniversary. But before I get this video started, I'd like to say that a large amount of people who watch my content are currently unsubscribed. So if you like the content I make and you want me to continue making more content, please subscribe. It's completely free, it's greatly appreciated, and it keeps me motivated. Anyways, back to the video. So today's going to be a very special episode of Alfie Theory, because in this theory video, I'm going to be theorizing about Ruby Gillman, because today, as of the time this is going up on YouTube, it's Ruby Gillman's 2nd anniversary. And I thought it would be a good idea to make a theory video dedicated to Ruby Gillman. Now I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, Alfie, what is there to theorize? There's not really a lot to theorize. Well, there is quite a few things to theorize about, but the thing that I wanted to write a theory about is, well, the male characters in Ruby Gillman. In Ruby Gillman, like the movie, we don't really, we see that the female characters like Ruby, Agatha, and Grandmama get to have, superpowers, but one thing that's always stumped me is why don't the male krakens, specifically Sam, Brill, and Arthur, have powers? And that's why I took a little bit of time to actually write this video, and I actually managed to come up with 3 possible explanations as to why the male kraken characters in the movie do not have powers. So let's start off with my first theory. My first theory, and probably the most plausible theory, is that the writers probably wanted to stay accurate to nature. I'm not sure if a lot of people know this, but in the real world, in the real life world, octopuses, squids, and cephalopods are actually quite different between their genders. Like, female octopuses and squids, they're often larger and more dominant than their male counterparts. And I was thinking, what if the writers just wanted to stay as accurate to nature as they could? Because what if they wanted to stay accurate to nature, and not only do they what if they didn't just want to stay accurate to nature, but they also wanted to maybe preserve the story? Ruby Gillman as a story is supposed to be about female empowerment and is supposed to be focused on Ruby. So imagine if Sam, Arthur, and Brill had powers too. They probably would have ended up stealing the show, and people probably would have ended up liking them more than the main protagonist. So I was thinking, what if the writers not only wanted to stay accurate to nature, but what if they also wanted to just keep the focus on Ruby instead of Sam, Brill, and Arthur? I know this might sound upsetting at first for people who like Sam, Arthur, and Brill, but don't get your hopes down, because I do think one day, if the franchise continues, I do think one day they will get their time to shine in some form, some shape or capacity. But you're probably wondering, is that it? Well, no. I have 2 more theories on why male krakens don't have powers. Second theory I have is, what if they did have powers at one point but lost them because of evolution? I'm not sure, again, just like the cephalopod fact, I'm not sure if a lot of people know this, but there's actually an opposite to evolution called devolution, where animals actually lose certain powers over time. Now, I don't mean to say this in a sexist way, but what if female characters in the Ruby Gillman world, what if the female kraken characters ended up doing more work, more to protect the ocean and whatever than the male krakens? What if male krakens actually used to have powers, but the females ended up doing more fighting than them at some point, and ended up becoming more fighters, more used to fighting than the male krakens, and they eventually lost them over time. It is quite plausible, because just like the real world, just like the female male cephalopod fact I told you a minute ago, it is possible, because like I said, the writers might have wanted to stay accurate to nature, and maybe they wanted to stay accurate not by the cephalopod fact, but also due to the fact that devolution is a thing, and animals can lose certain parts of their features of their bodies and certain parts of them over time. Now let's move on to my final theory. My third theory on why Ruby Gillman characters, or more specifically male krakens, do not have powers. Theory number 3, what if male krakens do have powers but we just can't see them? Like, think about it, like, have you ever taken that into consideration? Like, what if male krakens do have powers but we just can't see them? Like, what if they have night vision or something like that? Now, I know Brill isn't very smart, but like, what if they actually have higher intelligence than the female krakens? Like, what if they have high levels of intelligence? Well, like, maybe not all, but like some of them, because like I said, Brill is not that smart of a character. But like, what if the majority of male krakens actually do have higher intelligence? Or what if they're all stealth, for that matter? Like, think of it, like, what if they have better stealth for hunting prey or catching fish, like, you know, prey? Like, what if they have better stealth than the female krakens? Like, have you ever taken that into consideration? They might actually do have powers, but we can't, like, see them yet. Oh, and that reminds me, I actually do have a bonus theory. Theory number 4 is what if female krakens actually gain them by some weapon of some sort? Like take a think about it. Like, Nerissa, like in the movie, Nerissa, the mermaid character, actually gains her large form by holding the trident of Oceanus. So what if they actually have so what if at some point in time Grandmama, or maybe not Grandmama, but what if some other very, 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 very old ancestor of Ruby's family actually managed to get hold of a weapon or an orb or something that granted the females power? Because like I said, Nerissa holds a trident and it gives her big form. So what if the same thing happened to the krakens at some point, where they got hold of a magical orb or maybe a magical weapon or something that gave them powers? So yeah, guys, those are my 4 theories on why male krakens in Ruby Gillman do not have powers compared to the female krakens. Theory number 1 is that it's a writer's decision and they didn't want to affect the story. Theory number 2 is that the male krakens did have powers at some point but lost them. Theory number 3 is they do have powers but we can't see them. And my 4th theory is that maybe females were just granted powers by a weapon or an orb or something, like the trident that Nerissa has. But yeah, what do you think, guys? What do you think of these theories? Do you happen to have your own theories? Leave them in the comments below. Happy anniversary, like happy 2nd anniversary to Ruby Gillman. I can't believe it's been 2 years since this movie came out, my god. But yeah, comment, like and subscribe. Tell me your theories in the comments. I hope you all enjoyed, and see you guys in whatever I make next. Goodbye, and thank you so much for watching.